good day, everyone. Thank you for inviting Pag-IBIG Fund to this event. Being among development finance institutions, we continue to play an important role in helping our respective stakeholders and countries recover from the financial challenges caused by the global pandemic. While 2020 challenged us in many ways, it brought us learnings and accelerated better practices to further our efforts in helping our communities not only to recover, but also to thrive under the new normal. For us at Pag-IBIG Fund, we empower our members with opportunities to save and secure a home to lead better lives. In doing so, we also enable businesses, particularly those in the mass housing and construction industry, to grow and contribute more significantly to our country's economy. Since its inception, Pag-IBIG Fund, the Philippine government agency tasked to provide Filipino workers access to provident savings and affordable home financing, has been helping Filipino families achieve a better quality of life. Even in the face of health and economic crisis, its commitment did not falter as it continues to deliver relevant programs to members, business establishments, and property developers, ensuring that it will remain a strong pag-ibig that Filipinos can rely on. Let me share with you Pag-IBIG Fund's performance for the year 2020, or the first year of the pandemic. By end of 2020, Pag-IBIG Fund had a total of 12.77 million active members, down by almost 2 million from the end of 2019. Pag-IBIG Fund was able to lend 63.75 billion pesos worth of housing loans, helping 63,750 housing loan borrowers and their families to finally achieve their dream of home ownership. We were also able to lend a total of 35.64 billion pesos, or 713 US dollars, to help our 1,735,921 Pag-IBIG Fund members avail of our short-term loans, such as calamity and multipurpose loans. As to our total assets, it went up to 670.53 billion pesos, or 13.41 billion US dollars. And for 4 straight years, Pag-IBIG Fund was able to post a net income above 30 billion, specifically 31.7 billion net income, or 634 million US dollars. And over the years, Pag-IBIG Fund was able to lend in 2012 around 31.8 billion pesos, or around 636.4 million US dollars. And as of 2019, it went up to 86.7 billion pesos, or 1.73 billion dollars worth of housing loan releases, or 2.7 times the level that we lent in 2012. And last year, 2020, it went down to 63.75 billion pesos, or around 1.27 billion dollars, due to the effects of the pandemic. And how did Pag-IBIG Fund finance all of our ever-growing releases and housing loans? As you can see, our membership savings collections from 2012 to 2020, it used to be from 24.1 billion total collections in 2012. It used to grow by around 2 billion up to 2.6 billion pesos a year until 2016. And in 2017, it grew by 3.5 billion pesos, followed by 4 billion increase in 2018. And in 2019, it went up by 10.1 billion pesos for a total of 50.4 billion pesos. And due to the effects of the pandemic, it went down slightly to 48.19 billion pesos, or 4% lower than the previous year. So let me share with you Pag-IBIG Fund's performance from January to August of 2021. Pag-IBIG Fund currently serves a total of 13.22 million active members, or a growth of more than 400,000 from the end of 2020. For the first 8 months, Pag-IBIG Fund was able to release a total of 58.52 billion pesos, or 1.17 billion US dollars worth of housing loans to help 57,235 members acquire their own homes. In the same period, it disbursed 28.97 billion pesos or $579 million in short-term loans, thereby providing immediate financial aid for 1,341,319 members. And though we continue to face the limitations and difficulties brought about by COVID-19, we posted a net income of 21.9 billion pesos or $438 million for the first 8 months of the year. And today, Pag-IBIG Fund's assets stand at 711.47 billion pesos or around $14.23 billion. Now, please allow me to briefly share with you the various programs that we implemented last year to help our members and stakeholders cope with and recover from the impact of the pandemic. We helped 4.77 million members with their housing and short-term loans gain payment reprieves totaling 5 months through our automatic grant of grace periods on their loan payments following our country's Bayanihan 1 and 2 acts. We also helped 320,406 borrowers who took our offer of a 3-month moratorium on their loan payments, a loan payment relief we offered 1 day after our country imposed a lockdown in Manila and other major parts of the country. We also offered a special housing loan restructuring program, which allowed 85,440 Filipinos restructure and gain better and more affordable terms on their housing loans. We also recognize our role as the largest source of home financing in the Philippine housing industry. That is why we made available a home construction financing line or a bridge financing facility amounting to 10 billion pesos or $200 million to our partner mass housing developers. This move helped pump prime the mass housing industry. It allowed the continued production of socialized and low-cost housing units and enabled businesses in the industry cope with the pandemic. To date, a total of 33 housing projects worth 2.52 billion pesos or $45 million has so far been approved under the financing line. To complement this move on the demand side, after realizing that up to 50% of our housing loan applicants have requested for deferment or pull out of their housing loan applications, Pag-IBIG Fund offered special promo rates on our housing loans from July to December of 2020, lowering the interest rates by as much as 100 basis points. The reduced rates helped in encouraging home buyers continue their plans despite the pandemic, thereby boosting spending and spur economic activity in the mass housing industry. This, in turn, had a greater, broader impact on the Philippine national economy. We also recognize the use of technology in enabling our members and stakeholders to continue to access our programs. This has become more evident with the limitations to physical mobility brought about by the pandemic. With the launch of our online portal, the Virtual Pag-IBIG, in December 2019, we were able to provide our members the means to transact with us without having to physically go to our branches. The Virtual Pag-IBIG proved to be even more significant as it allowed our members to gain safe and convenient access to our benefits amidst the pandemic. These interventions, along with other innovations we implemented in 2020, gained a Gold Stevie from the Asia Pacific Stevie Awards under the category Most Valuable Government Response. This year, we continue to aid our housing loan borrowers with programs to help them update their accounts. By doing so, we are able to continue to provide them with assistance, particularly in helping them gain better terms on their loans. The momentum we built through our various responses to the needs of our members and stakeholders in 2020 has allowed us to perform and post better than expected numbers this year. This is reflected by 42.41 billion pesos or $848.2 million in membership savings we have been able to collect so far. This is a 41% increase from the prior year and a 33% increase during the same period from the pre-pandemic year of 2019. It is of note that of this amount, a record high 17.73 billion pesos or $354.6 million were entrusted by our members to Pag-IBIG Fund under our voluntary MP2 or modified Pag-IBIG 2 savings program, speaking volumes of the trust that our members have in our ability to manage their hard-earned savings. We have also released a total of 28.97 billion pesos in short-term loans from January to August, helping a total of 1,341,319 members. The amount we released is 29% higher than the same period last year, while the number of borrowers we aided increased by 20%. And on the home financing front, Pag-IBIG Fund has so far released 58.52 billion pesos or $1.17 billion in housing loans. This is 96% higher than our releases during the same period last year and 14% higher than our figures during the same period from the pre-pandemic year of 2019. Amid the pandemic, this is the highest amount of home loans released for such period and translates to more Filipinos having homes of their own. Again, we thank the ADFIAP for this opportunity to present what Pag-IBIG Fund has done for our members, our stakeholders, and our country. We at Pag-IBIG Fund recognize our role as a development finance institution. Like all of us here, our continuing responsiveness to the needs of our members and stakeholders reflects our grit and resiliency. May we all remain unyielding in our efforts to overcome the challenges of the global pandemic. Once again, good day, everyone.